I started working contractually with Project Veritas in late May of 2022, and it took me about 6 or 7 months to fully learn undercover investigative journalism. My code name was BAM, which had a plethora of meanings, but mainly came from the Bible verse 1 Corinthians 9:22, as an acronym of by all means. The first undercover investigation that I was part of was entitled Funeral Fun and was with a seasoned undercover journalist, or UCJ, Crow, whose real name is Adam Sharp. We attended a conference in Tennessee with embalmers, morticians, and funeral directors. We were trying to elicit these professionals on the blood clot samples that had been sent to us at PV. More on that later. I got some interesting sound bites, but nothing that PV thought was worth releasing. One of my next assignments for PV was to infiltrate and investigate a free professional development program for teachers called EdCamp Long Island.
During Project Veritas' 5-month undercover investigation into EdCamp, culminating in the LGBT Teach session earlier this month, Long Island, New York emerged as an epicenter for using the classroom to promote gender ideology to children.
I went as alias David Deft, a bisexual master's student from New York's Fordham University. My first session of the day was led by social worker and Spanish teacher Elisa Waters, called Pronouns, Flags, and Bathrooms. The footage you are seeing here was all caught by me.
I'm Alyssa Waters. I'm a middle school teacher at Jericho Middle School. I teach Spanish and social justice. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I particularly love working with families and helping them, practicing, affirmation through their children's journeys of sexuality and gender. And the truth is that we know that kids are coming out at younger and younger ages, and gender is, sexuality as well. But especially looking at gender, we have kids as early as 2-3 years of age.
I actually met my next subject, David Casamento, during Alyssa Waters' session at EdCamp. David was an assistant superintendent of the East Meadow Union Free School District in New York and an openly gay man for 30 years.
A Project Veritas journalist met David Casamento, an assistant superintendent for the East Meadow School District on Long Island, New York, at an educator seminar hosted by EdCamp LI. Project Veritas met with Dr. Casamento as well as numerous educators and presenters from EdCamp to gain a better understanding of what is being taught in schools across Long Island and the United States as a whole as part of EdCamp.
Sexual identity was always part of my work because I believe in making connections with kids.
It's always part of my work because I believe in making connections with kids.
Do you encourage your teachers to write like a curriculum advanced in diversity, equity, inclusion work?
Yes,
curriculum?
covertly. Every district is doing this covertly.
Every district is
Except for
doing
the
covertly?
black population.
During this session, Dave fully admits that if people knew what he was doing, it would be political suicide.
See the civilization of the United States going, it's worrying on many levels to me. I actually thought of running a session, but then there's this political side that someone could be recording inside the room. And politically, that could be suicide.
Shortly after this video was released, Dave Casamento had been administratively reassigned.
New tonight, the assistant East Meadow superintendent accused of making some controversial claims has been reassigned. You're looking at video of parents calling for his resignation at a very heated board meeting on Wednesday. The school district board president now tells News 12 Dave Casamento will not be working in any district buildings and that an investigation is underway.
When these stories were released by PV, the parents in the county were furious and were absolutely appalled at what these teachers were doing.
And I actually want to thank Project Veritas for exposing this corruption of our kids throughout different school districts and encouraging parents to speak up in order to protect their kids. There is nothing wrong with that.
My sexual identity was always part of my work because I believe in making connections with kids. Now, what is that all about?
These are your schools. schools.
Superintendent Card, will Dr. Casamento resign? Dr. Card, any comment? This is a very big deal, you can tell.
These are your schools! These are your schools!
All of this undercover work ultimately led me to the biggest story ever unveiled by Project Veritas and James O'Keefe. The story of Jordan Tristan Walker,